interesting to see how much the jungle change affects him.
Okay.
Also worth mentioning is that they changed the wild hunters.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, that might affect him a little bit as well.
And so the change to the Wild Hunters where only one of them has the stealth now, right? The
Yeah.
windwalk ability, yeah, the non-purplish one, the one that from before you could still windwalk with, but the new one you cannot. Yeah, good point.
No, actually, other way around, I
Or
think.
is it? Okay.
Because would make sense because that one is called Stealth Hunter.
Aha. Yeah, you're probably right then.
And the Wild Hunter is magic immune. The Stealth Hunter isn't.
Ah, you're making more and more sense here. Yeah, no, I think you're right there. Anyways, the point is only one of them now has that ability. So, um, God, these teams have played a lot against each other. You see there, Quincy, 28 and 18 is ECX. Of course, that goes back to formerly when they were known as Reason and the match there, and obviously even Complexity when they were known as Nullstone. So yeah, they've competed quite a bit against one another. But ECX does have the overall lead, but Complexity trying to secure a victory here. Anywho, the bands, what do we got? Oogie, Swiftblade, Bushwhack, Gemini, Sandwraith, Darklady. Wow, very carry-heavy bands here coming out on either side. So, who's left? Okay, so we're stressing here. Ravener, Forsaken Archer, and Vindicator are not in tournament rules right now. So, can't do any of those options.
I could cry taking Ravenor out of the pool.
Yeah. Miss
Don't
him.
agree. Yeah. I don't know. Best hero in game, definitely.
He might be back pretty soon. I could see him coming back in pretty soon. But
Oh, he's definitely. I mean, he's definitely gonna be in comp play as well.
yeah.
If there's no more changes to him as it is right now, he's definitely gonna come back to competitive scene.
All right. That's those Ravener stats. Oh, Quincy. Likes that.
I mentioned those stats when it came down to changing the hero, but no one listened to me. People still said it was OP.
Yeah. There obviously is that fine line too. I mean, to be fair, but when it comes to balancing, a lot of it does have to come down to the TMM scene as well. It can't be all around competitive in the stats and the numbers there. So
No, of
I think
course.
that might have had something to do with it too. But yeah, no, the record says it's maybe not that great, but Malakin. All right, so we got our carries here. It's Doctor on the Legion side and Malakin coming out for Evil Corporation here. So there we go.
Wow. Lodestone on complexity side.
Yeah. True.
I don't think I've ever seen Oscar play Lodestone before.
I think they played it maybe a couple times, to be honest. It's obviously, yeah, Zane's the one you do expect. We saw that earlier in the series even, and yeah, he's a great Lodestone player, but maybe a couple times. Maybe Quincy has the actual stats on that, but not their usual, though.
Yeah, I might be completely wrong as well.
Okay, so yeah, he's played it a little bit, actually. He's 4-4 with it, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
There, so. Bubbles, the final pick on Evo Corporation side. Well, there we go. I feel like the first game the teams were willing to try like pretty different things. Like we saw the Pearl and the Deadwood second picked by Evo, but now here we are. The second and now the third game, it's like died off a lot. It seems like they're going back to their standard and more before the patch. So I find that interesting.
Yeah, they really want to secure the series now. And yeah, well, this is the pretty much most important game so far for both teams. So definitely you can understand that they want to go back to their comfort zone.
Yeah. That's why I really was shocked. I know we hype up a new patch and excited to see what happens, but honestly, I feel like in most cases it's been the patch happens and then the tournament shortly after, and that tournament we still see stuff that we saw prior to the patch, and because teams are just not willing to try different things yet. But man, off the bat we got the Pearl that we got I was really excited, extra excited even, but yeah, it seems like it's gotten a little more standard as you pointed out. I mean, they ultimately really want to win here, just going back to their comfort factor and moving along here. But come next cycle, I'm sure we could start seeing a lot more of the changes taking place. But Hey, already seeing plenty here. Obviously, guys, sitting in the spawns here, but this is our first series of today. Of course, we do got our winter bracket finals going to be coming up at you guys, as the default time is 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European time, but simply put, it'll be after this series, of course, so at least as long as it's not earlier, which I doubt it would be. So, but anyways, X-Sync versus Fresh going to be the winter bracket finals matchup there, and you know, Fresh really show that they came to play here in cycle number 2, and you see overall in the groups they had 19 points of a possible 20. Like they only dropped one game in the whole season, and that was or in the whole cycle, and that was to Evil Corporation, I believe, where they split 1-1 against them. So they are coming to play. X-Sync, on the other hand, again, they're slowing down. They're slowing down a bit. You know, some of their players aren't even playing on anymore other than for tournament. We just saw the announcement about Keizu officially making it a point that he is actually stepping down after this cycle here. So sad to see him go, but definitely good luck to him, of course, and we'll see how he fares elsewhere. But things are changing for X-Sync, so that's definitely got to play a factor coming up as well. So I'm excited to see how that all plays out in the later series. But we got this one here. And game number 3. All right, what do we see, though, off the bat? Any lane craziness going on? It doesn't look like it, from what I can tell so far, at least.
It looks pretty standard so far.
Yeah.
Wow, really? 40% win on Formless Doctor.
Oh, wow. Not usually successful, yeah. I mean, compared to other carries, I mean, it's definitely not a hard late game carry, and it seems like that's more of complexity style in the end. So maybe that has something to do with it, but yeah, not as successful as other carries for them, at least. But their makeup this time around, though, it's definitely about early game for sure. Wanted to make kills happen sooner than later.
Yeah, they really don't want this Mulligan to get out of hands. Especially with something like a Doctor. It's going to be really tough to... I mean, Doctor is kind of the carry hero that jumps one target and then tries to burst him down as fast as he can. Mm-hmm. And with Mulligan, and especially Moira behind that, it's going to be really tough times doing that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's all. Well, yeah, I guess a couple other players have played it as well, but even just him, yeah, still slightly under 50%. But yeah, Mulligan, of course, if he's able to get that ulti off with the, what is it even called? The possession there, can definitely set up some turns and tanks up quite a bit on top of that. Man, look at Lowstone off the bat. And it takes some good damage. We'll be forced to use the health potion pretty much right away here. How about Aluna, by the way? She's looking to have Tempest occupied here. Kinda. She's going back and forth. Okay, now she's running in. Oh, takes the mana potion off. What do you think of this? I mean, putting a Luna basically to harass Tempest.
Doesn't make too much sense to me, but I mean, he's not really going to accomplish anything. Yeah, he's going back to mid now. Mm-hmm. I also don't think she should be mid right now. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Magnus heavily won last time against Bubbles. So, and that was the same matchup, I believe. Like the same hero players. Yeah.
I believe it was, yeah.
So I would be pretty comfortable going into this and then just sending the Luna bottom to assist the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Oh, Luna again. She's keeping. Now that's the thing. I feel like she's not okay. She did steal, or she tried. I don't even know if she did. I don't think she did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, so she really isn't accomplishing anything, I feel like, and that's obviously where the downside definitely is here. Yeah, it's almost as if Tempest is not even really caring that she's kind of quote unquote trying to harass him. So yeah, I don't really think that's accomplishing a whole lot. Again, with the jungle changes, maybe just scared of that taking off again, but probably just have to accept it at this point. So yeah, she is going to be middle. She's still level 1, boxing out Bubbles pretty well right here. So just really guaranteeing Magnus in the the good farm here. The carries of either side, it ended up being a solo for both of them, really, as I guess, well, top lane Moira was there for a bit. But she's been in the jungle now a little bit herself, roaming around. Lodestone's definitely reaping the benefits of that here. He's now farming up somewhat and getting a nice push into farm. But both carries, they are doing well. Doctor 16-3, Malikin 16-5 compared to one another, so not too shabby here.
It's just really dangerous to get to allow Moraxis to get those early levels. I mean, he's just a hero that can put a lot of harassment on the short lane carry. Pretty much similar to like a Lodestone with just Moraxis with his axes.
Yeah. Being a carry player yourself, I feel like Doctor is definitely one of these carry heroes that there's a lot of different options. I know Icon maybe tends to be more the popular one, but do you like Icon yourself as maybe a first choice item? Or?
It's very game dependent. I mean, Doctor is one of those heroes, just like some, I mean, there's not so many heroes like that, but he can build very situational. So in this game, I would definitely like to see the Icon. Actually, he's getting going on.
Oh, wow, yeah, he's taking some good damage right here. Moira coming in for the assistance, and this is probably a dead Doctor. He doesn't have ludicrous speed. Of course, in comes Parasite. Couldn't get there in time, though, so without level 6, he really did not have a getaway chance. The axes definitely added up. Man, what a bloodlust here for Evil Corporation coming out. Was that a misplay, or just you think good play by Zane? And near
well,
there.
that was simply allowing Moraxis to get level 5 this early. Yeah, the dual name not. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that at least. I don't think that was too smart. I'd rather shut down the Moraxis a bit more, and yeah, now he's gonna hit level 6 before Doctor does, and potentially gonna kill him again.
Yeah, that's definitely
he's 6 now. Yeah,
oh,
he's
boy.
dead.
Gonna get the stomp off, just in range. There we go. You're right. This is definitely a dead Doctor right here. Well, maybe. Okay, I mean, underestimated the damage a little bit, and actually Doctor's going to barely live, it looks like. Bottle Treasure needs one more axe. He's going to get it. Yep, down goes
He
Doctor.
just got the bottle delivered.
Oh, that
was good.
Yeah, that's good timing there. You do see what you got is he has a leech. It's only level 2, though. Bubbles is coming in. Ooh, miss a shell surf damage. What am I saying? That's Bubbles, his own team. I thought that was a Legion Bubbles. Never mind. That makes more sense.
That was well played by Brado.
Yeah.
Securing that Parasite couldn't jump out of the creep. He would have just silenced him and he couldn't leech, so that was good. Securing Morax's life.
So that was, I mean, you called it. You pretty much called it that was going to happen, and sure enough, it did a couple seconds later. Yeah, it seems like complexity is decision-making in this game especially. Maybe not as great as they needed it to be here in Game 3 now. And spiting them in the ass, at least for Dr. Repulsor. Man, Doctor's still level 5, only 200 gold per minute. But I think the more important thing is exactly that the fact that Zane here on Moraxis is now level 6 and farming over 300 GPM. It's a suicide Moraxis, and in fact, they might get another kill. Doctor's dead again. He's a Parasite, can't do anything by himself, and, well, not having a Luna down here has definitely backfired full.
Yeah, they only have one choice, and they just send Dr. Woods and Parasite bottom. I mean, Doctor can't stay bottom at all now.
Yeah.
Even if Aluna rotates bot now, it's way too late. She can't deal with the Moraxis at all anymore.
See the top tower, there we go. Easily killed off in the end. So, all 3 lanes, I mean, obviously, so, not all 3 lanes. The middle lane is being won definitely by Magnus, and that's where at least they shine. In fact, they're trying to make a play down here. Out comes the Shatterstorm, but look at that. Moraxis, he got the Matrix up. You just see how tanky he is. The Elemental Void gets cut to Lodestone. Is it going to be more is the question. They know support's coming. Malikin is here, but he got here really late. Now he has possession. He's not going to port. He's being locked down. He goes down, and Complexity actually has a chance now to come out on top of this fight with maybe another kill. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Parasite is chasing. Leech is up. And Tempest actually running around right here. Bubbles, though, he's still trying to snipe out a kill. He catches Doctor with a shell surf, but it's not enough damage in the end. And that will be the end of the fight. So, at least, I mean, they got Malikan out of it, though. And, yeah, so they go on top, actually, don't they?
Yeah.
That fight.
Yeah, Moira didn't have a TP, and Iwawai a bit awkward positioning there, getting caught by the Magnus stun as well. But yeah, and definitely a good comeback by Legion team.
Well played by Near right there. Puts the stun up, TP's out, and gets away from Lodestone, who was jumping him at the top lane. So yeah, Formless at least gets an assist out of it, but we're still talking about a Doctor that just now is level 6 and is only 200 gold per minute at 8.5 minutes into the game. So complexity, again, they're really relying on Magnus here to get that portal key and make some plays. Is very safe to say. What about Parasite too, though, man? He's not doing that well. 260 GPM.
Yeah, that's what I saw with the new jungle. Compare him to any other Wooder, he's probably the one that benefits the least from this change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's always all been about single target, of course. So, not necessarily a flash farming jungling hero. I mean, that's the thing with Parasite. To be fair, he's never been a top GPM farming jungler. So, I mean, that obviously, again, it does go back to what you're just saying right there. How he was kind of the least benefit from it. He's always and still will always be more just reliant on hero kills and actual farming creeps, but it does make a point now though that maybe you are better off getting another jungler, more one that can take advantage of the new jungle setup and can flash farm a little more effectively and can ultimately be more impact because of that. So that's something that maybe as time moves on here, we may possibly start seeing Parasite fade out. I could see that honestly. As a thing,
yeah.
So
definitely very likely.
Yeah, you look at Tempest on the other side. He's doing well. 390 GPM here for Tankafed, so he has 1,600 gold saved up. What are you thinking here he's going to be getting?
Hard to tell. I would probably say Astrolabe. I mean, he could go PK, but they have so many cancels on the Legion team. So I don't think it's going to have the best effect. So, yeah. I think Astrolabe is going to synergize really well with the Malikan and more access early on.
All right, we'll see what he gets. Speaking of Malikan, Immaboy, did have that death, but not really hurting him too much. 375 GPM and counting here. He did get the Helm of the Victim, so Whispering Helm probably in the works. Tempest and Parasite are separated by just 0.5 GPM per game. Wow. Parasite has double Tempest kills per game. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, of course. As far as a lot more kills. Again, that's just what Parasite is. But, yeah, now post-patch, I have a feeling that GPM difference is going to be different by a bit more in favor of Tempest. So, interesting stat, though. Malikan, again, going back to him, and as a carry player, so is there a preference, you think, either the Whispering Helm or the Insanitarius first, or does it matter in the end?
Definitely the... Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, saying 4 players, but they gets a kill. So
definitely worth it. I mean, Zane was snowballing for Suicide being over 300 GPM. So yeah, nice shutting him down. Going back to the question, I would definitely prefer the Whispering Helm first. It just, I mean, the what's it called? Sword of the Damned is slowly but surely, yeah, taking your HP away if you hit with the
Enchanted Flames, yeah, the life-draining one. As meanwhile, bottom lane, by the way, he's going to use that possession right there, catch him as they push in the bottom tower, an easy double tap kill for Zane right there in the end. The lockdown was successful. And, you know, that we saw right there a bit of it too, but it's pretty obvious on paper that this Hellborn team, when it comes to team fight, you do not want to mess with them. If they're all 5 there, they are definitely going to have the advantage in this team fight. So catches complexity as they push in the bottom tower. They did get the tower kill, to be fair, but still nice response, and here comes the counter push now on top of that. So Again, big picture in favor of Evo Corporation there. Doctor's recovered at least a little bit, though. Still needs more. Speaking of Doctor now, I mean, especially with this start, is there maybe, would you be getting a different item, maybe even like a Hellflower, trying to get more combat, or still liking the icon, or what?
Nah, if you suffer early on with Doctor, then that's pretty much the time where you get the icon. Because icon is like the kind of item on Doctor that makes you recover from fights.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to Ugi. Once you have the icon, you can easily take those fights, and you kind of want to, because that's the way you recover. If you go for, like, if you have a good early game, then you can go for something like Grimoire, because you just farm way faster. And, yeah. But, yeah, if you suffer, then you obviously don't go for something like a Grimoire. Hellflower is an option here, but he will just get locked down way too much, especially by the Moira and Boraxis.
Speaking of Moraxis, Matrax, he explodes on a Magnus right there, but sitting in the steam bath, he is able to make a getaway. The portal key's out, so good job by Fuzzy Sloth right there. It's obviously the portal key, and again, Complexity really needs him still even to be of huge impact here. He's obviously, again, looking pretty good as far as the start goes, at 400 GPM and having the portal key. I will say Parasite's definitely stepped up a bit too, with his gold per minute, 320 now, as he does have the earlier on puzzle box here. I'm guessing it's level 1 currently, but has that picked up. Whoa, what is a Luna doing? Getting really aggressive there. He's going to get caught. Lodestone not going to risk going in right there himself, and will be dead of Luna. Okay, she warded behind it, but you got to wonder if they're going to pick up on that. The support being there. Oh, Magnus stuns it in the middle lane. In the meantime, Malakin, oh, the Arcane Vortex. Great timing right there. Going to buy a chance for Malakin to actually get away. No, it's not enough. The follow-up initiation's real from Oscar. A big Shadow Storm. Magnus catches as well. And the Magnus portal key doing work. That's exactly what Complexity needed and hoped for. And it does pay off in the end. And by the way, Tankafet bought back there as well.
Yeah. That was really unfortunate. That was just a perfect Lodestone ulti and Doctor jump combined, and then the final Magnus stun. Yeah, that was just really well executed and well played by Fuzzy once again.
Now Tempest with that buyback, getting stuns in here, but actually now Magnus catches Moraxis, the Elemental Void. It's going to be canceled pretty quickly though. And now Moraxis holding his ground, however, that will take out Lodestone. Magnus off to the side. He's still trying to make the getaway. Meanwhile, Dr. Repulsor, out of mana, is going to be fine, however. Although Tempest does chase him down. No Elemental Void, of course, does put the stuns in, however. Getting pulled into response. Luna's here as well. There's a leech to finish him off, so it ends up killing Tempest. In the end, Dr. Repulsor still trying to make a getaway. Ludicrous speed. He couldn't use it in time, as he got the Ring of Sorcery off. So at least they chased down to successfully get a kill on Formless there, but Complexity overall still looking good with that Magnus. Meanwhile, middle lane, he might actually get a kill out of this. Yeah, he's definitely going to kill Moira right here.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Yep, just runs in, a couple of auto attacks, gets the kill, and portal keys away. Well played by Fuzzy Sloth there. Here's like, what? Why the hell were you still there? That's pretty good. Well,
yeah.
So that's exactly what Complexity needed. It's simple as that. And now they're back in this game, definitely.
Yeah, also stopping Malakin from snowballing. He's 0-2 now. Just took triple engines, but still doesn't have his Infinitarians. So, yeah, I mean, Doctor has the icon soon. If they get another fight like that, once he has the icon, then, yeah, that's going to look really good for Complexity all of a sudden. And actually, Alchemist Bones on Bubbles.
Okay. So prioritizing, now he gets that before even a portal key, man. What do you think about that? I mean, I know it's good against Parasite, but before a PK, you think that's good?
Well, he's sitting on red boots.
Yeah.
I mean, 700 HP, I don't know. Pretty risky. If he managed to fail the take cover before he used, after using Alchemist Bones, then he's probably at like 100 HP.
Yeah, that could be troublesome, so we'll have to be concerned of that for sure. I was also going to bring up, by the way, he's had it for a bit, but we really haven't touched on it yet. Mentioned the Tempest and possibly go for like the Afterlife, but he actually chose to get that portal key, which we've seen come into play here a little bit, of course, but that tends to be a little more greedy of a build, of course. Set up some ultimates.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't worked out too well for them in that matter. I mean, I feel like the Astrolabe would have had way more impact, and wow, it was quite something used for Load Zone.
Yeah, they caught him. Obviously, this ref ward here spotted him despite being invis. And now Luna's actually in trouble. Yep, she's dead too. So a couple of complexity heroes getting caught just simply running around a little bit right there. Look good for ECX, but top tower goes down.
Yeah. Good split pushing there.
Well, speaking of Astrolabe, Love actually picks one up there on a Luna. This middle tower now falls. But having that now to use. And portal key on Oscar, though, that's something that they're really anticipating here. On that lodestone, of course. Is Matt? Wow. Yeah, Malikan got picked off here, middle lane. That's his now. He's now he's 1-3-3, but still. He's picked off 3 times now. He is 400 coal per minute, but I feel like he's getting picked off at pretty prime spots right here.
Yeah, and that's not the start you want with a Malikan. I mean, it's not easy to recover with Malikan. It really isn't. And if you don't get good into the game, you're gonna have a really tough time.
Yeah.
And I mean, 400 GPM for Malikan, that's like not really what you want. Granted, it is only 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I feel like, well, actually, middle lane, they're going to jump Tempest right here first. In comes a counter, but it's not in time. Arcane Vortex is used, as more access will also get sucked in by it, but Tempest already dead. Malikan is going to be resurrected in a couple seconds. Let's see if we can get here in time. There we go, the TP. Complexity has to be aware of that. Parasite, he got a little too comfortable up front, and now he is going to get caught. So what you got, well, you got dead right there, as did not pay attention enough. So a couple of casualties on the Legion side with that resurrection of Malikan. Yeah, Complexity going a little too deep right there, and actually the tower is going to be denied on top of it all.
Yeah, they didn't have puzzle box up, so a bit questionable jump there. I mean, at this point, the level 3 puzzle box is doing so much work, and it's kind of, yeah, really risky to push without it.
Yeah, not having that up. Very questionable decision for sure on Complexity's part, but they thought they had an opening with Malikan being dead. But yeah, going back to, like I said, his GPM, it seems like he's actually managed pretty solid here. I know, ideally would even be a little bit better, of course, but 400 GPM, it's hard to say that that's bad by any means. But he's been picked off now going into team fights. It seems like they just happen to catch him as they're making a team fight happen. So I think that's been the biggest issue so far. But the Shrunken Head, I assume, is going to be next for him. And once he gets that, obviously the picking him off early on becomes a lot more difficult in the fights here.
Problem with Malikan in this position with that GPM is that he doesn't accomplish much but this word throw and his ultimate. So he has the Incendiaries, but he doesn't really deal that much damage. And 20 minutes in, he doesn't have any mobility, which is pretty much the downside of Malikan as well.
Yeah.
He has no mobility, and if he gets a BKB, then he still has no mobility. It's going to be hard to kill him, but I mean, he doesn't have the biggest damage, really. Slow attack speed. Well, he is tanky, that's granted, but yeah, I feel like Doctor is in a way better position. Like, at this point, it's like maybe twice as useful as the Malikan is.
Wow.
And they're pretty much sitting on the same form.
Yeah. Yeah, the recovery of Formless has definitely been real this game. You see Quincy pointing out right there that actually Emma Boys actually only played Malikan once in a tournament match at least. So, and it happened to be a loss there. Didn't do too well in the end. So Maybe a little bit of that inexperience coming into play as well as Nier gets picked off, roaming into the jungle. Always a dangerous thing, especially when you're doing it blindly there. So, really playing the sacrificial lamb, getting information, I guess, but...
Dropping an eye there.
Oh, did he? Wow, yeah, that's actually really big then.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be
being
doing that.
that deep with an eye without backup, that's really risky.
Oh, yeah. Not only risky, but again, probably a poor decision. Don't want to be feeding that 700 gold item, just giving it up like that. So, Parasite loves it though. He picks it up. He'll now use it for himself. Magnus, he's looking around with an invis room. Not going to find anyone. Instead, we'll just farm it. But again, Fuzzy Sloth, man, this guy just continues to be the MVP player for complexity. And no matter what hero it seems like he's on, just does a great job. 4-0-5 now on Magnus, 406. He's out farming a Doctor and a Malkin this whole game. He's basically been on top the whole game, I'm pretty sure. Which shouldn't happen as a Magnus, but he's managing it somehow, so props to him, I guess.
Yeah, he's performing really impressive. Yeah, definitely very notable that he's having a huge impact in this game as well.
Is he buying a Shrunken, by the way, with him? Yeah, I mean, he has a Mighty Blade, so that'd be a obvious choice there. Is Shrunken, do you think it actually is the best pickup here? Defensive.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, considering that he has that much GPM and that he's going to be, or he's going to feel really useful if he survives as top lane. Nice jump.
Yeah, you see the kill field, but I don't think it's going to hold him long enough.
They need to get out right now.
Oh, it needs to get out. No, it's a little too long right there. However, it's bait all along. The big Shadow Storm to follow. Magnus stun. Dr. Repulsor still flying around as well. Malakin not going to survive it. And Meraxis eventually, yep, going to be killed off here. The face like a little overkill, but hey, gets the job done right there. What a turn. So they needed to get out. Well, they had the bait all along in their mind. A 4-for-1 exchange.
Yeah, even baited me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar, really, really nice jump there. And loads on ultimate is doing so much work this game. Just a really powerful spell right there.
Yeah, the possession from Malakin, it went off and it stalled it a little bit, but clearly still wasn't enough. And I think the other bigger thing, though, about that fight, too, they went for that jump, which is understandable, but without a Shrunken out of Malakin yet, and that's crucial. Not having that here, so...
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Tempest is out of buybacks. Zane used to buyback, and they have a significant golden experience lead. So yeah, now Complexity is looking really strong.
Yeah, biggest lead of the game, I'm pretty sure, at this point. Dr. Repulsor, even with Magnus dead the whole time, he actually still is on top of GPM chart, but Dr. Repulsor is catching up quickly. 445 gold per minute. He just finished the Hellflower there as well. So now even when Malakin gets a Shrunken Head, he needs to use it very preemptively going into fights, or else he's not going to get it off because of that Hellflower here. So he's and again, he's still at 400 gold per minute, but it's just another case of he really has not been able to shine with the early farm that he's had, and pretty consistent because he keeps just getting caught as they're going into fight. So this is a very all-in-ish kind of like team fight team here on Evo Corp. They need to get the jump first. Not only that, but obviously if they do, then it should line up. It's just they haven't been able to. Complexity has managed to catch them first for the most part. As I say that, Aluna gets caught. Maybe? Oh my god. No, this is baiting too much now. Magnus stuns in. Tempest Element of Void. I gotta figure that's gonna be stopped though pretty quickly. It eventually does. Magnus does go down, but Tempest follows suit. And now we go once again. A big Shadow Storm yet again. The Arcane Vortex. It will stall some things. Look at Meraxis being boxed out by Parasite. He realizes he's got to come back in. Malakin again. He just can't do anything in these fights. A hat trick for Formless, and it's probably gonna be more at this rate. As Bubbles also gets caught. Yeah, let's make it a quad kill. Oh, never mind. Oscar gets it. But anyways, it's a 4-for-2 exchange right there for Complexity. But I really think most importantly, Malakin is just not doing anything in these fights here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what I meant. He just doesn't provide anything but the sword throw and his ultimate. And his ultimate is just like a 2-3 second fear. 2 second fear actually.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I feel like the Hellborn team's draft just doesn't have the damage to burst anyone down of the Legion team. I mean, they jumped someone, yeah, but as you saw, like, Aluna lived for so long there, buying time for his team to come over. And they they lose yet another eye. Wow.
Yeah, it's now 1,400 gold invested. Yeah, he's got one for each eye now here on Parasite. A double bound eye strat, so maybe a little greedy on his part, to be honest. Gonna give them 2 eyes if he happen to die with it, so might be better off, you know, dropping one off at base or just even destroying the other one. But hey, that's
yeah. I'm sure he's gonna. Sure, once he goes back to base, he's gonna drop one.
Yeah.
Or even give it to, I don't know, Aluna or Magnus or something.
Sure, yeah, just give it to somebody else even to have as well to counter ward and possibly spot some invis here as the Shrunken Head again. Malikan is actually should ideally have it now, at least coming into another fight, as he's clearing out some ancients here. The Doctor Repulsor, though, he's got another 3,000 gold saved up. He could definitely go for something like a Sheepstick now. He already has the Hellflower. Another extra lockdown tool wouldn't be out of the question as, Malikan, they're going to be found here. Luna, here we go, with a follow-up Hellflower on a Meraxis off the bat. In comes a Kelfield, but Meraxis is going to be dead. Look at Malikan, he's just running. He's not going to go in. It hasn't worked out so far, and this time, though, he's going to be forced to pop the ultimate. It's still very defensive. He has to pop the Shrunken, which he just got the timing. It doesn't matter, though. He's going to fall in the end. You can tell he tried everything right there he could. He does not have a buyback, though. They should know this. They just saw him get it. I'm pretty sure they're going to pick up on that, and we'll see what they do. But, geez, they're so far ahead now.
This game looks pretty grim for the Hellborn team. I don't see them come back from this, and I mean, they're not going to get a Rex here, because I don't think they have the push capabilities, but yeah, they're just increasing the lead, and I think Doctor probably going to go for a BKB now. The Shrunken Head, and yeah, I mean, he could just right-click that right now and go into another fight. He's 26 charges on this icon as well, so.
I feel like we got to give credit to Complexity here, though. I mean, I know I feel like we have been maybe pointing out downsides a bit, and, you know, maybe Avial Corporation makes some bad decisions, just getting caught out. But honestly, I think Complexity just has been playing pretty well here in this series overall, and especially here in this Game 3. I mean, do you agree on that?
Yeah, this game is definitely just a really good team effort by them. I mean, Formless did a huge recovery from the suffer he had on bottom lane. And yeah, I would still say that it's all just like this game is on Fuzzy and Oscar. I mean, Fuzzy just kept them in the game when it was looking really grim. And Oscar just getting those ultis off is like, yeah, he's at least getting 2 3-man ultis off that are really huge.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And obviously, Parasite has recovered a lot as well. He's sitting on 400 GPM.
I think more importantly, 5-1 and 10. Obviously,
yeah.
Very good stat line there for him. So, yeah, it was, again, I mean, Parasite is still Parasite in the end. I mean, he individually as a hero, he didn't get any nerfs or changes or anything like that. I mean, he's still a great kill potential hero. It's just the idea of, you know, comparing him now to other junglers, whether or not he's going to skill is great, but yeah, he's showing this game at least that he's just fine as he does get caught right here, but Dr. Pulsar flies in the background. Parasite will end up falling, but at what cost here? Tempest, he's dead off the bat. Again, Malikan ulti form. He's putting damage into low zone right there. Out comes the Arcane Vortex. What is going to happen coming out of this now? It's Magnus and Dr. Repulsor versus, I guess Aluna is here as well. The Eruption gets off. Malikan trying to run. That's not going to happen, though. It's just too powerful. Another hat trick for Formless right here, and I would not be surprised to see Evil Corporation perhaps throw in the towel in the near future. They just constantly are losing fight after fight after fight. They just can't win any of these. And now Dr. Repulsor, what is it? 34 charges on the Icon of the Goddess. He is pretty buffed up here.
Yeah.
Just that alone.
He has some insane mana regen, and he can pretty much just jump around as much as he wants to. No one is going to stop him. So they don't have anything that's really going to stop him. I mean, he has to BKB now, so Moira's not going to have any effect on him. Yeah, and then there is only the Mulligan. pretty much, or the Tempest ulti, which will immediately get cancelled by, yeah, pretty much anyone of the Legion team.
Yeah. And we're seeing here, and again, another case too. I feel like of Evo Corporation, they even jumped first, but it was just the one hero. It was Parasite, which sure they ended up killing, but they used a bit of the upfront jump to get that one hero, and then obviously another case of Complexity was able to fight back shortly after, happened to be nearby. So they're gonna try Conga right here. It looks like, or okay, they're scouting it out really. Make sure it's not happening, actually, which it clearly isn't. Instead, now they're going to Veiled Rot throughout. See if maybe catching somebody. So they're making a point, too. I mean, this game's not over just yet, and, you know, nor should it be, frankly. I mean, this is it, if anything. So I'm going to see if I can make a play right here. I mean, they still have all their racks, especially. So still is definitely good reason to stay here. But, I mean, again, they have team fight. They can win a fight. They just have not gotten the prime spot here to actually catch somebody, but man, they're trying, but I don't know if they are here.
I'm really curious about that warding from Nier. I mean, he's putting like really aggressive wards throughout the entire game, but those fights have been happening on pretty much their side, so they pretty much been fighting blindly, while Complexity has pretty much the wards up where they needed them to have.
Well, Luna gets caught here, but once again, here we go. Dr. Pulsar flies in. He is not going to do too much, though. He's actually pretty low on mana now, as Loso, though, jumps in with the Shatterstorm. However, they're going to spread, so already this is actually a pretty good fight for Evo Corp right now. Magnus now falls up the Eruption finally. Only got one hero, however, so Complexity really forcing this issue. Tempest, he tried Element of Wood at the last second. He gets caught, though, eventually killed off. Dr. Repulsor, that regen's kicking in. You can see it. Malakin eventually goes down as well, and man, as great of a start that was for Evo Corporation, once again, it just doesn't work. A genocide here for Complexity. And now here comes the middle push.
Yeah, that was the best fight Evo Corporation would ever get. I mean, that was pretty much perfect execution on their part as well, but it was, it's just not enough. They're just too far behind. I mean, 23k gold. 36k experience.
A ridiculous lead here. Again, not throwing up the concede vote just yet, despite not having any buybacks. You got to take it, but he's out of buybacks completely. Again, that goes back to his. Well, he bought back earlier in the game at a very really point that didn't make a lot of sense and didn't really get anything out of it. So, not that really was played the biggest role ultimately here, but worth pointing out. But another tower going down and probably another Rax on top of them. Well, maybe not. I mean, Bubbles, Tempest, and Moria are now up. Looks like it might be enough to actually hold them off right here as the Illusion's quickly killed by Parasite.
Weird decision by Formless. He wanted to go Conga, but his team wanted to get the Rex, so now they don't get either.
Oh, true. Yeah, maybe not the biggest issue in the world, but definitely them being on different pages there.
Yeah.
Oh, he just
she picked up the Grimoire. Yeah. I like it. It's pretty much boosting his damage at like, I think it's around 40% because of his because of his E and his ulti. It's really insanely strong on Doctor.
Oh, okay. Doctor, well, speaking of it, he flies in. Look at Tempest. Again, just dead right off the bat. The portal key is basically useless here. He just can't use it as he keeps getting caught. Malakin, okay, I think that was a fight that's going to make Evo Corporation realize this game's over. Yeah, there we go. GG, well played. It is 100% official now. 2-1 series victory in favor of Complexity. And they are going to the losers bracket finals. So once again, Complexity Gaming, just like Cycle 1, they fought through. They defeated BMG first. They then defeated, at the time, Reason Gaming, and then all the way to defeat Sync Esports in the grand finals to take Cycle 1. Well, they got Step 1 down here of Cycle 2 now as they make it on to the next round. So, again, they're looking good, though. Seems like they're still very comfortable. And I got to say, I also did see them, especially amongst all the teams. They were practicing a lot throughout this week post-patch here. And I got to think that that had a little bit of an impact here, at least, in terms of their success today. So, congrats to them. But yeah, Squirry, final thoughts on this game and the series here.
Yeah, I have to agree. First of all, they have been practicing a lot, and that you could see here. I mean, they just executed their lineups pretty well. Second game didn't go too much in their favor, but they pulled it through in the third game. And yeah, just a really good comeback in general, and really good team effort.
Absolutely, and I'm just updating the brackets right here for a visual, but once again.